Assalamu alaikum. My name is Salman Maqboll. My topic for presentation is data center. Data center. A data center is a building dedicated space within a building or a group of buildings used to house computer systems and associated components such as telecommunication and storage system. There were different names used in past for data centers like servers, cloud data centers, and now it is in general typically known as data centers. On data centers, we can also store data, like we can store. Uh, there are a lot of Google Drive data centers where we can store our data virtually. We don't need any physical storage device to store our data on it. It is a new era of cloud computing. Next, we have it requirements. There are requirements for the modern data center. Organization and data center transformation enhances performance and energy efficiency. Requirements for modern data centers are meeting standards for data centers. Uh, Data center transformation, machine room, raised floor, light outs. Now, starting with the meeting standards for data center means there is a telecommunications industry association, telecommunications infrastructure standard for data centers specifies the minimum requirements for telecommunications infrastructure of data centers and computer rooms, including single tenant enterprise data centers and multi tenant internet hosting data centers. Next, data center transformation. A data center transformation takes a step by step approach through integrated projects carried out over the time. This differ from a traditional method of data center upgrade that takes a serial and siloed approach. Next, machine room. The term machine room is at times used to refer to the large room within a data center where the actual central processing unit is located. This may be separate from where high-speed printers are located. Air conditioning is most important in the machine room. And next, a raised floor standard guide named GR 2930 was developed by Telcordia Technology. Although the first raised floor computer room was made by IBM and they have been around since 1960s. It was the 1970s that made it more common for computer centers to thereby allow cool air to circulate more efficiently. And lastly, lightouts. The lightouts data center, also known as darkened or a dark data center, is a data center that ideally has all but eliminated the need for direct access by personnel ex- except under extraordinary circumstances. Because of the lack of need for staff to enter the data center, it can be operated without lightning. And next is the next topic is data center design. The field of data center design has been growing for decades in various directions, including new constructions, big and small, along with creative reuse of existing facilities like abandoned retail space, old salt mines, and war era bunkers. Uh, there are certain things in data center design. First, design criteria and trade-offs, uh, cost, availability expectations, site selection. There are two main things in it for design criteria and trade-offs. Next is environmental control. Temperature and humidity are controlled via air conditioning, indirect cooling, such as using outside air, indirect evaporative cooling units, and also using seawater. And the next is electrical power. Backup power consists of one or more uninterruptible uh, power supplies, battery banks, and diesel or gas turbine generators. To prevent single point failure, all elements of the electrical system, including backup system, are typically fully duplicated, and critical servers are connected to both the A side and the B side power feeds. Low voltage cable routing. Data cables can be routed through overheated overhead cable trays, raised floor cabling for security reasons, and to avoid the addition of cooling system above the racks. Smaller, expensive data centers without raised flooring may use anti-static tiles for a flooring surface. Airflow management addresses the need to improve data center computer cooling efficiency by preventing the recirculation of a hot air exhausted from IT equipment and reducing bypass airflow. And the second last point, fire protection systems, including passive and active design elements as well as implementation of fire prevention programs in operations. For security, physical access is usually restricted. Layered security often starts with fencing, bollards, and man traps. Our next topic is energy use. Energy use is a central issue for data center power. Draw ranges from a few kilowatt for a rack of servers in a closet to several tons of megawatt for large facilities. Some facilities have more power densities more than 100 times that of a typical office building. For higher power density facilities, electricity costs are dominant operating expense and amount for over 10% of the total cost of the ownership. Dynamic infrastructure is our next topic. Dynamic infrastructure provides the ability to intelligently, automatically, and securely move workloads within a data center anytime, anywhere for migrations, provides to enhance performance or building co-location facilities. A related concept is composable infrastructure, which allows for the dynamic configurations of the available resources to suit needs only when needed. And now for network infrastructure, communications in data centers today are most often based on networks running the IP protocol suite. Data centers contain a set of routers and switches that transport traffic between the server and to the outside world, which are connected according to data center network architecture. Now for examples, the examples for data centers are Facebook data centers, Google data centers, Digital Reality Entity, Amazon Services, and China Telecom. These are the few examples of data centers of the Facebook data center in Netherlands, and the second image is of the Google data center in Ireland. Other brands are paid brands to buy a cloud storage of, to store your data online. Uh, that's all for my presentation. Thank you.